Hello WHS, and welcome to your BDTV Announcements. I'm Alex Blancato.
And I'm Pat Cunningham.
Did you know that this year an estimated 276,000 new cases of invasive breast cancer will be diagnosed in women in the U.S.? The Westfield High School girls volleyball team is raising money for breast cancer awareness and is hoping to host their annual Pink Out event in March. In the display window near Cafeteria A, you can scan the QR code to access the fundraiser link, where you can donate in support of breast cancer awareness. Look for the pink signs in front of the school, as well as the tribute window coming soon in support of joining the fight against breast cancer.
WHS is very lucky to have a variety of different clubs. This year, we've had to go all virtual. We now go to Tim to see how they've adjusted.
Clubs have always been a staple of the high school experience, but in the wake of a global pandemic, the clubs of Westfield High School have had to learn how to deal with the pandemic in unique ways. Today, we look at a few of these clubs to find out what their goals are for this year. One club greatly impacted by this pandemic was the Robotics Club, as their club's heavily dependent on holding large competitions between multiple schools.
So last year's events, everything was done where a whole group of probably around 20 to 25 teams or so would arrive at a venue in the morning, and there would be a period of getting all of the teams registered, getting the robots inspected to make sure that they were ready to be used on the field. And then the day itself would proceed with a series of matches.
Not only that, but the process of actually building the robot had to be greatly modified to fit the constraints of the pandemic.
We've lost access to the engineering and design room and our closet. So what we did was over the summer, we received permission to basically move all of our tools and supplies out of that closet, and they've been sent to our two team captains' homes.
So we've done all our meetings online over Discord, and it's been a little weird to get used to, but we've had to do it. We've also had to move all the parts away from the school. We have everybody building everything digitally using 3D computer software so that even though they can't physically work with the robot, they're designing the entire thing.
Another club pushing through this pandemic is the TV Club.
At least for TV Club, I don't think it'll be too much of a change. Like, we don't have to go out anywhere. It's not like a, like community service club per se that have to go out somewhere, but I think it should function hopefully pretty much the same way.
Because of this, the TV Club is extra optimistic about what it can accomplish this upcoming year.
Well, I'm trying to do something new this year, kind of change up how the club is going to operate. I want to add in more film critiquing instead of just making videos, but I kind of want to have both so that kids can do multiple different things in reference to video.
Now, running a club during a pandemic is difficult, but what about starting a club? We asked Shirzad Mustafa, the president of the JSA branch in Westfield, about the difficulties of spreading the word in the midst of a global pandemic.
You can't spread the word as fast through virtual school year, because normally what I would do during the school year is print out flyers and put it across the halls, and I can't really do that because this pandemic has kind of stopped me from going to school in person. But like what I've been doing now is posting stuff about JSA through Instagram, through TikTok, through other social media platforms to spread the word. But in that self, it's also really difficult because people are still getting used to the virtual clubs, and it's just been kind of like a slippery slope.
The clubs of Westfield High School all have to face their own challenges, but at the end of the day, they'll all do their best and pull through to improve the high school experience for everyone.
In the stress of today's world, music is a great way to chill out and relax. To tell us about what music people are listening to right now, we go to Will for Student Views.
For this week's Student Views, we asked students around Westfield High School what their favorite type of music was. Here's what they said.
I'm a huge fan of classic rock. I always grew up with it, all around the house. My parents grew up in the 80s, so, they're really from that time period where classic rock was at its height. Love some Whitesnake, love some Def Leppard, and the oldies too, Pink Floyd, Led Zeppelin.
So music to me is about like two things. It's about bringing people together and getting in touch with your emotions. So for instance, my sister is a big musical theater she's like actually majoring in musical theater. So me listening to that music with her, singing with her, you know, helps me connect with her and different types of people in the community. My brother's like a big rap guy. He loves rap music, and I bond with him over that because, you know, me being diverse in what I like musically allows me to get in touch with different emotions.
And that concludes this week's announcements. I'm Alex Blancato.
And I'm Pat Cunningham. Make sure to follow us at BDTV on Instagram and Twitter at WHSBDTV. Hope you guys have a wonderful week.